in black. The president led a government delegation to lay uh, this flowers right in the memory of the 8 gallant men who lost their lives in that helicopter crash. Dr. Edward Omani Mahama, the defense minister, Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, a former Agric minister and acting deputy national security coordinator, Dr. Samuel Sapo, national vice chairman of the NBC, Samuel Abuaji, acting deputy director general NACMO, squadron leader Bafemi Anala, flying officer Mani Chuman Pedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. Tributes continue to pour in for these 8 individuals. Like he did say earlier on, the president was quite emotional today, not just him, but senior government officials like the chief of staff and very close associates of Dr. Omani Mahama and also the others as well. It was quite a very sad moment this afternoon and also part of the evening. Several people were here this evening to lay their wreaths, as you can see here, both the wreaths and also the flowers in memory of them. Just a short while ago, the last person left here, but the place is still open for people to come in and show their sympathy and also show their concern, for want of a better word, with respect to the tragedy that has befallen the nation. The president, in the next few minutes, is addressing the nation right behind this billboard in the building at the Jubilee House, where he would, for the very first time, be speaking on the matter. It's been very emotional. As of yesterday, we understood he was down, down, down. Seeing him today confirmed he was beyond down, 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 because this is a tragedy that has struck him. This is a tragedy that may take quite some time for him to recover from. Many of the people have uncontrollably been sharing tears, and you can understand the emotions because of the role these individuals, especially Dr. Edward Omani Mahama and Murtala Mohammed, Dr. Samuel Sapo, and the rest of the people have played in diverse ways in the various fields that they find themselves. And so it's been a touching moment, and several people from across the country have been coming to lay the flower over here in memory of them. Many equally, after laying the flower, have said a prayer for the departed souls. It's also expected that once the 3 days of national mourning, which will end on Saturday, with that vigil or that remembrance ceremony that will be held from 5 p.m. at the State House, at the forecourt of the State House, many would come in their numbers to express memories, fond memories that they have of these individuals.
Kamla, you make the point just earlier about the president's countenance earlier today during that wreath-laying solemn period as well. And we're going to show videos alongside. But I recall you did show us yesterday after, and that's what we're talking about. This was earlier today during that ceremony, Kamla, that you referenced briefly, which took place earlier this morning, the solemn wreath-laying ceremony at the ceremonial gardens, where you are right now. The likes of Julius Deborah, the Chief of Staff, also the Vice President, the President, lined up there together with the top brass of the Ghana Armed Forces. And at that point, some point, as we did see, the President could not hold back his tears. This was the first time we'd seen him in public after this incident, tragic incident yesterday. Kamla, you spoke to the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, the Education Minister, the Tamale South Member of Parliament. He had indicated as of yesterday that the President was broken emotionally and couldn't pull himself together. That is what we saw earlier today, is it not? Right there at the ceremonial gardens.
Absolutely, Alfred. I mean, and not just him. You could see even at the press conference yesterday, you could see the Interior Minister Murtala Mohammed, who broke down emotionally, could not control his tears. He went all out because of the attachment of this. He's one person who has worked very closely with Dr. Omani since both of them became cabinet ministers. Even before that, they worked quite tightly because I mean both defense and interior, are linked, and so you can understand the emotions that he expressed. Not just him, but even other people. We understand other heads of other agencies who were supposed to be on that trip. We understand because it was a multi-sectorial launch that was supposed to happen yesterday, spearheaded by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. I mean, several people were supposed to have been there. The emotions being drawn span beyond just individual, but also beyond the position of appointees that these people have with respect to their connections with him. Alfred, I can tell you that there's a friendship or there's a bond that exists between them. Names I will not want to put out now, but many people who know Dr. Omani and Murtala and the rest very well know very well how close they are to each other with respect to the friends that they have. And his calm and affable nature, Murtala Mohammed same, Dr. Samuel Sapon same, but even on the corridors of the armed forces as well, these individuals who were the flight attendants themselves also have a very, very cordial relationship with the colleagues whom they work with. And so the memories of the various emotions have cut across just the political lines. It's gone even to the civil servants, the public servants as well, and cut across all individuals of the country. And so it's understandable if you find ministers of, say, we saw the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, today broke down. Even at the airport, when they were conveying the samples to South Africa for further forensics, we saw some of the state officials showing a lot of emotions as well. It tells you the connection. This is beyond just the politics. This is beyond the NDC and the MPP. This is actually what unifying the country is like, because the emotions cut across two sides of the divide.
Sad reflection come out right there, and as we're saying behind you, as we count the seconds and the minutes before we hear from the president for the first time speaking about this, addressing the nation after this rather sad event yesterday. Tragedy that has never befallen a country like this. And we've been recalling the previous incidents of this nature. This is by far the most devastating as we've had as well. Now, Kamala, you referenced what happened earlier today when the samples of these fallen heroes were flown to South Africa. My colleague Godwin Asideba was at the Jubilee Lounge at the International Airport earlier today, where the samples of these 8 gallant Ghanaians who died in the line of duty were flown to South Africa for forensic analysis to determine specific identities. And I understand because of the extent of how charred their bodies, their remains were, it was a bit difficult also doing the identification. Now, the videos you're seeing there, and the Jata private jet is what was used to in fact take these samples of these fallen heroes to South Africa. Gordon Asidba gave us a brief of what happened. We're seeing now the Honorable Haruna Idris South Member of Parliament, Education Minister. We had Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak as well. That's also Member of Parliament, is the Minister for the Interior. Also Ibrahim Mahama, entrepreneur, brother of the President. And then also we had Al-Hassan Surini, who's the Deputy Roads and Highways Minister, and Tamale North Member of Parliament, very close friends with the late Dr. Al-Hajj Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed as well. And clearly the countenance reflects and defines what the nation is feeling at the moment. You see the Honorable Manuel Amakofibua, who is now also doubling as the Minister in charge of Environment, Science and Technology. If you recall, the program that these individuals were attending yesterday when this unfortunate incident happened was under the auspices of the environment, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and one of the initiatives that this administration has put together to also fight illegal mining. And because there's an interministerial approach to fighting galamsey, you had Emmanuel Amakofibua there, and then also the Honorable or late Dr. Al-Hajj Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed was supposed to be there as well. And unfortunately, this incident happened. Let's hear from Gordon Asiliba. It just gives us a wrap of what happened earlier today when the samples were airlifted.
Lounge of the Kotoka International Airport here in Accra. In front of me, you can see scenes filled with grief. Jata private jet has arranged this transportation for the mortal remains of the 8 victims who were involved in the tragic Z9 military helicopter crash that occurred yesterday in the dense forest of the Adanse Krofrom in the Ashanti region, where all of this happened. It's a movement that has brought the entire nation to a standstill. This evening we have been told that the charge remains. Samples of them, of the deceased burnt beyond recognition, are being flown to South Africa for urgent DNA testing. That is the only way as it stands to confirm the exact identities of those on board this aircraft that has led us to this rather unfortunate news. The remains are being flown out on the Jata private jet, and we'll continue to follow this developing story and provide updates on the results of the DNA testing and upcoming funeral arrangements as well. But for now, from here at the Jubilee Lounge, it is a moment of reflection and a call for national unity in the face of profound grief.
To speed up the investigation, obviously we need to do further examination and investigation just for the awareness of doubt. And some of the forensic that needs to be done, taking samples have to be done outside the country. So that's why we are trying to fast track, and you see all that. We know that this evening the President will address the country and the world. So we hope that we'll all be patient and wait for the President to address. But I want to thank the families sincerely for all the cooperation that we've had from them.
Who is leading the team to South Africa?
Our forensics, the head of forensic at the police, CID. In the next 6-12 hours, they will be able to give us all.
Honorable Minister of Health, a lot of people have been asking questions why this test wasn't done here in the country.
Well, even if anything at all is done in the country, sometimes we may require further confirmation outside the country. And so that's exactly what we are doing at the moment.
How swift is this expected to be done?
Well, it is our prayers that it is done as soon as possible.
And you can clearly see the jet taking off now. And just as the plane is moving smoothly and would soon be in the skies, with pieces of souls of these 8 individuals who would soon be arriving in South Africa. We have our fingers crossed here in the country as well, awaiting for news as soon as possible. My name is Gordon Asiliba.
Well, then we're going to cross over to the presidency now. The President John Dramani Mahama has started the address to the nation.
So of the Ghana Air Force, This tragedy represents a deep personal loss for me. I shared a close bond with many of those individuals who died. Our nation is grieving. And on behalf of the government and the people of Ghana, I extend my deepest condolences to their families, friends, and their loved ones. Know that our entire country mourns with you. We share your pain. Your loss is our loss. A loss of dedicated public servants, intellectuals, and individuals who tirelessly work for a better Ghana. These 8 individuals dedicated their lives to Ghana's progress. That their final moments were spent in service is a testament to their unwavering commitment. We have lost some of our nation's brightest minds, and this is a moment of shared heartbreak, a time to reflect on the preciousness of life, the sacrifices of public service, and our gratitude for those who dedicate themselves to the well-being of our fellow citizens. Squadron Leader Anala, Flying of Sampedu, and Sergeant Ado were dedicated members of our Air Force, embodying the best of their profession. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna was a humble yet effective public servant. Samuel Sapong was a respected statesman, and Mr. Samuel Abwaje was a promising young leader. Dr. Omani Boama was a brilliant and dedicated leader, and Alhaji Dr. Murtala Mohammed was a passionate voice for his constituents and a champion for environmental stewardship. These gallant men each served Ghana with distinction. And as we mourn, questions about the cause of this tragedy are only natural and important. And I want to assure the families and the nation that the Ghana Armed Forces has initiated a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of this crash. An investigative board of inquiry has been set up to investigate the cause of the crash. The flight data and cockpit voice recorders have both been retrieved. All 8 of the bodies of our departed comrades have been retrieved, and the government is in close touch with the bereaved families about identification of the bodies and final interment. In this moment of national grief, let us remember that we are above all Ghanaians, united not just by our nationality, but by our shared hope, our shared humanity, and now our shared sorrow. Let us set aside our differences and offer our collective compassion to the bereaved families. This is not a time for division, speculation, or political point scoring. It is a time for strength, for empathy, and for the enduring Ghanaian spirit that still stands tall when all else has failed. Let our words be of comfort, our actions be of kindness, and our unity be the tribute we offer to those whose lives have been lost. To the families, to the Ghana Armed Forces, to the ministries and departments that have lost dedicated staff, and to the National Democratic Congress, which mourns the passing of valued members, may you find strength in their memory and their legacy. May we all be comforted by the knowledge that though they are gone from our sight, they remain forever in the spirit of the nation they so faithfully served. On Saturday, 9th August at 5 p.m., the nation will gather at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection and memorial in honor of our departed colleagues. Books of condolences will be opened simultaneously at the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ghana Armed Forces headquarters, and the National Democratic Congress headquarters, and also the head office of NADMO from Sunday, 10th August to Thursday, 14th August. On Friday, 15th August, an interdenominational state funeral will be held for the 8 heroes at the Black Star Square. My brothers and sisters, my fellow countrymen and women, may God bless their souls, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Mr. President John Dramani Mahama there, addressing the nation, speaking about this tragic event publicly for the first time, the loss of these 8 gallant heroes, patriots, Ghanaians who died in the line of duty. The president stated clearly that the flight data and the cockpit voice have all been retrieved, as the black box has been retrieved, as was earlier announced by the Ashanti Regional Minister. He put this out, the president. He is the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. He has also confirmed the news that we put out earlier, that the flight data and the cockpit voice have all been retrieved, and that's an integral part of the investigation into what led to this particular crash. Also, he has indicated that we are above all Ghanaians, and that is what matters at this time, and this is not a time for division, speculation, or political point scoring. He has also indicated that unity will be the most important tribute that we offer to those who have lost families and loved ones, as we have seen. He also indicates that he would rather we all be comforted that these persons we have lost today, statesmen, family members, brothers, fathers, siblings, did serve the nation with their all and died in the line of duty. The president has also given details of a number of events that have also been put in place to honor the memory of these persons that we have lost. There'll be an event at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection on Saturday. It starts at 5 p.m. And also there'll be an interdenominational church service. The book of condolences will be opened at the Ministry of Defense, also the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and also at the Ghana Armed Forces. So, we would play back what the president said shortly, just for the benefit of the uninitiated, and we will get into a conversation here on Ghana Tonight. This is a special coverage of the president's speech you just saw, and then also a special edition of Ghana Tonight for today. We'll go up until 11 p.m., so stay with us. The president has indicated that at 5 p.m., the nation will gather on Saturday at the forecourt of the State House to honor the memory of these fallen heroes with the memorial service, and then also the investigation, the board of inquiry that has been set up to investigate the cause of the crash after the flight data and the cockpit voice have all been retrieved. Talk with Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo is going to be joining us in a bit, a former serving officer of the Ghana Armed Forces, who's also hear from a few people who will be joining us. But this is what the president said, having that heavy responsibility of officially also informing the nation what has happened 24 hours after this tragic event, the developments. Komla Kloche is our presidential affairs correspondent. He is at the presidency as we speak. He's connecting with us again. Komla, a clear sense of sadness and a broken heart as we saw the president there, reflecting the mood of the nation as we speak. Now, you're there right now. Paint to us, beyond what we saw on television, what is happening at the presidency right now.
Alfred, the president just left a short while ago, just after the address. He didn't waste time at all. And he left in a very quiet mood. The motorcades didn't even make much noise, just left quietly, and presumably he's retired home. You can understand the emotions that are involved in this. a bit composed that he was, he's been able to find strength to address the nation and giving an update, speaking for the very first time right on this issue and what the way forward is going to be. And just like you've recounted, the black box and then the audio recordings on the flight have been recovered. There'll be some investigation into this. He's asking for closer unity with respect to the country, and that this is one of the lessons that we need to pick up as a country, and we should remain quite united. And so, well, many of the staff who have been involved in the broadcast are also just wrapping up to leave the presidency, and then they possibly will be returning to work tomorrow in the morning. But just like the president declared yesterday, all his activities have been cancelled for the rest of the week, and the Saturday vigil, where many of the people would be expressing their memories, fond memories of these individuals, 8 individuals whom he spoke quite fondly of, will be at play at the forecourt of the State House. That's what the situation is right now at the Jubilee House, where flags continue to fly at half-mast.
I appreciate you for this, and stay with us, because we do know that there's a lot that also is happening right after this president's speech, the president's speech as well, a few minutes ago. And this is just give us an update 24 hours after this tragic event that happened at the Dampier Range Forest Reserve near Brofidru, Sikaman, in the Adansi Akrofo municipality of the Ashanti region. Let's play back the president's speech that he gave just a few minutes ago. Let's take a look at this.
Good evening, my fellow countrymen and women. It is with a profoundly heavy heart that I address you tonight. Yesterday, a tragic helicopter crash in Adansi Akrofo claimed the lives of 8 cherished members of our Ghanaian family. The victims of this accident include 5 passengers and 3 dedicated members of the Ghana Armed Forces. Among them were Dr. Edward Kofi Omaniboama, Minister for Defense; Alhaji Dr. Murtala Mohammed, Member of Parliament for Tamale Central and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology; Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator; Samuel Sapo, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress; Samuel Abuaje, Deputy Director General of NADMO; and Squadron Leader Peter Anala of the Ghana Air Force, Flying Officer Chum Ampedu of the Ghana Air Force, and Sergeant Ernest Ado, also of the Ghana Air Force. This tragedy represents a deep personal loss for me. I shared a close bond with many of those individuals who died. Our nation is grieving, and on behalf of the government and the people of Ghana, I extend my deepest condolences to their families, friends, and their loved ones. Know that our entire country mourns with you. We share your pain. Your loss is our loss. A loss of dedicated public servants, intellectuals, and individuals who tirelessly worked for a better Ghana. These 8 individuals dedicated their lives to Ghana's progress. That their final moments were spent in service is a testament to their unwavering commitment. We have lost some of our nation's brightest minds, and this is a moment of shared heartbreak, a time to reflect on the preciousness of life, the sacrifices of public service, and our gratitude for those who dedicate themselves to the well-being of our fellow citizens. Squadron Leader Anala, Flying Officer Ampedu, and Sergeant Ado were dedicated members of our Air Force, embodying the best of their profession. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna was a humble yet effective public servant. Samuel Sapong was a respected statesman, and Mr. Samuel Aboagye was a promising young leader. Dr. Dramani Mahama was a brilliant and dedicated leader, and Alhaji Dr. Murtala Mohammed was a passionate voice for his constituents and a champion for environmental stewardship. These gallant men each served Ghana with distinction. And as we mourn, questions about the cause of this tragedy are only natural and important. And I want to assure the families and the nation that the Ghana Armed Forces has initiated a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of this crash. An investigative board of inquiry has been set up to investigate the cause of the crash. The flight data and cockpit voice recorders have both been retrieved. All 8 of the bodies of our departed comrades have been retrieved, and the government is in close touch with the bereaved families about identification of the bodies and final interment. In this moment of national grief, let us remember that we are above all Ghanaians, united not just by our nationality, but by our shared hope, our shared humanity, and now our shared sorrow. Let us set aside our differences and offer our collective compassion to the bereaved families. This is not a time for division, speculation, or political point scoring. It is a time for strength, for empathy, and for the enduring Ghanaian spirit that still stands tall when all else has failed. Let our words be of comfort, our actions be of kindness, and our unity be the tribute we offer to those whose lives have been lost. To the families, to the Ghana Armed Forces, to the ministries and departments that have lost dedicated staff, and to the National Democratic Congress, which mourns the passing of valued members, may you find strength in their memory and their legacy. May we all be comforted by the knowledge that though they are gone from our sight, they remain forever in the spirit of the nation they so faithfully served. On Saturday, 9th August at 5 p.m., the nation will gather at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection and memorial in honor of our departed colleagues. Books of condolences will be opened simultaneously at the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ghana Armed Forces headquarters, and the National Democratic Congress headquarters, and also the head office of NADMO from Sunday, 10th August to Thursday, 14th August. On Friday, 15th August, an interdenominational state funeral will be held for the 8 heroes at the Black Star Square. My brothers and sisters, my fellow countrymen and women, may God bless their souls, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
That's the President, John Dramani Mahama, there also giving details of what the update is, what has been found out after 24 hours after this tragic event, and the lineup of activities also in memory and to honor the memory of these fallen heroes. Now, as we recalled earlier, there's been a number of things happening today. Some persons who visited the residencies of these fallen heroes also sharing their fond memories with us and what they